If you're a busy, ambitious man who wants to build that sexy, confident, attractive physique that you deserve as you're successful in other areas of life, this video is for you, as I'm going to break down 3 considerations that you should know before making yourself a training program. First off, step number 1, of course, make the plan. And how you make the plan is that you're going to ask yourself questions in order to make it more personal. So for right here, I provided a scenario, one of my clients that I'm working with, where I asked them a series of questions, which you should be asking yourself, like, realistically, how much time and days can you spend in the gym? Which he said he works a 4-day on, 3-day off thing with his work as a nurse. So that means he has 3 days to dedicate to the gym, is what he told me. And for each of these sessions, I asked him, like, okay, how much time can you give me? And he said, like, no more than 75 minutes. And then I asked him, of course, what equipment do you have? That's the next logical question. And he said stuff like he has a pull-up bar, he's got household items, a couple dumbbells here and there, jump rope, and an assault bike, which are like cardio stuff if you don't know what that stuff is. And then I asked him about his goal. His goal, build 10 to 15 pounds of lean muscle, maintain body fat, all within 6 months. Now, out of all this, I really like his goal the best, right? Because it's very tangible. You know, within 6 months, he's gonna know if he hit his goal or not. If you were to say, oh, I don't know, my goal is I want to get in shape, or I want to build a bit of muscle here and there. It's an okay goal, but you can improve upon it, right? You're not just going to walk into the gym thinking you're going to get in shape, because if you don't have any specific goal set out of yourself, you're not going to know if you actually achieve that goal or not, and you're going to stay stuck, right? So always include numbers, right? Like, remember, notice how we said 10 to 15 pounds, and specifically you have lean muscle, maintain body fat within 6 months. So include numbers, because that's how, a good goal is one that you can hit and know for a fact that you hit it, or maybe you didn't hit it. Like if he were to gain only like 5 pounds of muscle, I wouldn't say he failed, but that means he wouldn't have gotten his goal. So that's step 1, making the plan, asking yourself the necessary questions. How many days can I dedicate to the gym? How much time per session? Like, what equipment do I have? And what are my goals? Simple. Step number 2 is personalization. You're taking the info from step number 1, making the plan, and you're going to put it into here. So right here, I wrote down 2 to 4 days. If you watch my content, I preach that 2 to 4 days in the gym is really all you need. Any more than that, you're kind of wasting your time, unless you like going to the gym more than that, which fair enough. But really all you need is 2 times per week of hitting all your body's muscle groups in order to get like optimal muscle growth, right? Any more than that, and it's like icing on the cake. But as busy, ambitious man, we don't have 5+ days to go to the gym, maybe even 4+ days, which is why you want to ask yourself, realistically, how many days can I commit? 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's how you make a plan. And what's awesome about stuff in the gym and fitness is, and I told my client about this on our accountability call earlier today, is that fitness can be personalized to you. It's not a one size fits all approach that many people in the gym tend to make it out to be, where it's like, oh, you either do this exercise, you either have this perfect plan or this perfect gym, otherwise you might as well not even try. You might as well just sit there because your gains will be quote unquote optimal. What's really optimal is what's going to work around with your schedule. Like what can actually you do for the next 10, 20, or the rest of your life, years, right? That's optimal. So if that means go to the gym twice a week, so be it. We can work around that. Now, many people always preach doing isolations, like bicep curls or like machine stuff. And while that's okay, it's gonna take a lot of time. You've got, let's say that you were to do a bunch of different bicep variations. You got preachers, you got the normal curls, and it's just so much stuff for one muscle group. What if I were to tell you that there's a way we can hit multiple muscle groups at once? Given that all that we really need to do is to hit our muscle groups twice a week to get a good workout and to I fucking hate that word, optimally, grow muscle. The solution is compound lifts. So compound lifts, think about your bench press, your squat, and I'll go over these in a second, but they hit multiple muscle groups at once. Like your bench press, it's gonna hit your shoulders, your triceps, and your chest all at once, rather than doing a chest press for chest, like shoulder press on the machine for shoulders, and a tricep extension for the it's so stupid, honestly. If you had the time, go for it, and if 6 months down the line they're your lagging point and you want to get bigger, go for it. But if you're a beginner, or if you don't really care about getting as big muscle as possible, and you just want an all-around lean, confident, attractive body, then you don't have to worry about isolations, honestly. I'll throw them in like here and there, but that's mostly just for like fun at the end of the workouts, or if I just really want to grow the muscle. So, compound lifts. Now that we know that they're gonna save you time in the gym, instead of spending 3+ hours in the gym, it's probably gonna be like 75 minutes max, you know, if you're talking to friends and stuff like that, but it's probably gonna be more like 30, 40, 60 minutes, depending on like what your rest times are and if like you're going through like the motions or not. So compound lifts, we've got your squat, which is like your squat, right? So there's 2 variations to the squat. There's a front squat where you hold the weight in the front, which is why it's called a front squat. And there's a back squat where, you guessed it, you hold the weight in the back. So what's nice about all these like compound lifts, going back to personalization with fitness, is that there's multiple variations depending on like what equipment you have, but also based on like personal preference. I hate back squats. I hate having like my hands like this. I don't know, like my adductors, like my inner like thigh muscles always feel like whack after doing them. So when I personally like the Zerker squat, which is right here, like the second one I put in the bullet point, where like you kind of put like the bar in the middle and let it go like that. But you know, you're gonna have different preferences from me. So what I recommend you do is, as we go along through this, maybe take some ideas from the different variations that I put on here. Also look up your own, you know, Google it, ChatGPT it, whatever, as to like what variations you can try and see like what works with your body. What can you see yourself doing? Because for me, it's like I can't see myself doing back squats, otherwise I'm not gonna be squatting. And you know, as you know, you gotta be squatting, you gotta be hitting legs, and for me to hit legs on top of my running, I got to actually like the movement. And circuit squats, I like the movement. So, you know, as we're going through these, just know that it's not like you have to do a back squat. You have to do the bench press variation, like the normal, whatever. Just find something that you like, right? I just recommend you choose one exercise at least for each of these movements. Cool? Cool. Squat, we got that covered. Hinge, that's your deadlift, right? They call it hinge because you're hinging at the hips. That targets, so the squat's mostly about your quads, like your front like leg muscle. The hamstrings like the ones in the back. I know you can't really see it, but it's like your back muscle and at the back of your leg, in case you didn't know that. So choose a deadlift. There's conventional, sumo, RDLs. There's a whole wide range. Just Google it and see what variation that you like the best. Try things out and see what works with you and your body, because everyone's got different biomechanics. I like the RDLs. I like the conventional deadlift. I haven't tried sumo yet, but maybe I like it. I don't know. Push and pull, they're both very cool. They have a horizontal and a vertical thing to them. So if you can imagine, horizontal is like whenever you're pushing a weight like in front of you and behind you. Vertical is whenever you're putting like a weight above you or like below you, just like in that kind of motion. So a bench press, push-ups, that's a horizontal push. But a overhead press, or like a seated press or whatever, that's going above your head, or like doing pike push-ups where you're like kind of going like up and down like that, those are vertical pushes. So include an exercise from each of those, a horizontal and a vertical. Then you got your pull. It's also got, again, horizontal, vertical, horizontal, row, vertical. It's gonna be like your pull up, chin up, or lat pull down. And finally, core. It's not really a compound lift, but it's still important if you want to train your core, train your abs, and have an overall healthy, athletic body, right? Core, 3 exercises I'd recommend. 2 of them I do, 1 of them I know other people do and find success with, which is why I put it on there, but I don't personally do. The 2 I do are your leg raises. I personally like them doing it like hanging, and like when you like lift up your knee up. I'm still like kind of new to them, but I've really found out that they give me like a nice like ab pump, and I just like the movement. It's like fun to do. So you know, I've never really been good at training core, but like with these 2 movements, I've gotten like really into it, and I've seen more improvements. Like my abs stronger, pop out more. I don't know. It's like placebo, but my posture feels straighter. My like lifts feel a little bit stronger too in my runs as well. So include your core. So like leg raises, you know, like you're starting off like you're hanging from a bar, or you can like do them like laying. Maybe I'll include a picture here if I remember to edit it in. But pretty much how it looks is like you're hanging from a bar. You know, you've probably seen this on social media. You lift your knees up and you go back down. That's a horrible drawing, by the way. And then also a plank. Different variations, but I highly recommend the RKC plank. So what you do is, it's like a normal plank. Instead, like it's more like intense than a normal plank, where you're trying to like forcibly put like your elbows and your toes together. Look up a video online, you can find the form there. It's a really good like ab pump workout thing too, and just get stronger at those. And then last but not least, cable crunches. Again, I know people who found success. I don't like them. It seems like too much setup, so I haven't really tried them out. And yeah, the cables are always taken at my gym, so I just stick to these two, just so I know I would actually do it. So those are your movements, right? Squat, hinge, push, pull, and core. If you hit all these twice a week, over time, I promise you, you will build your dream physique. Especially with this last point I'll make in a second. But here is a sample plan of what I made for one of my clients. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, where I evenly disperse out his all his compound movements, including the core and his cardio too, based on his preferences. So it's really not that complicated. You ask yourself these questions, like how many days can I go to the gym? What movements do I like? And then just add them in twice a week. And that's how you build yourself a nice plan. And a plan is always great, right, to have, but if you're not actually gonna execute on that, which is number 3, there's no point. And what I mean by execution is, if you wanna see long-term results and not just have this be something that's gonna burn you out, first off, you have the first step done, which is actually make a plan that's right for you. But I don't want you to go through the same issues as I've gone through in the past, swapping the workouts because I'm not seeing progress in the first couple weeks, changing that to push-pull legs and all these different weird social media influencer stuff. No, stick to the plan. Going when you don't feel like it, that's a huge one that I struggle with, especially when I was lifting 5 to 7 days a week when I first started lifting, just burning myself out. You're not gonna have that much of an issue, but especially in the beginning, if you are just getting into lifting, you might have the issue of, it's like a new habit that you have to get started on, but promise me, you're not gonna skip out, right? If you're only going to the gym 2 to 4 times a week, there's really not much of an excuse to not go, right? And if you do miss a day, just move it to another day in the week and you'll be set. And if you can't, it's not the end of the world, but just do your best to stay consistent. Then 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. I'll briefly go over diet, maybe I'll cover that in another video more briefly, but basic things that you want to track in the beginning are going to be your calories. For the first couple weeks, week 1, I recommend just tracking your weight and your calories as normal as you would eat. So on a normal given week, track your calories as normal as possible. That's what I'm having my client do right now. And track your weight and see what happens. If the scale is going up, you're most likely in a surplus. If it's going down, you're probably in a deficit. If it's staying the same, you're either in a slight deficit or surplus, or more likely than not, you're eating around your maintenance. And then if your goal is to gain weight, like my client is right here, you want to eat within 500 calories above your maintenance. So I recommend starting off with 200, and if that isn't at the speed that you want to go to, then 300, 400, 500, but the slower the better, because the less calories that you eat above your maintenance, the less fat you're going to gain, which means you can maintain that body fat percentage. Like my client, we're going to be doing 200 calories above his maintenance at first, and then if he's not satisfied with the results, if he wants a little bit quicker, maybe we'll increase just a bit, or if his metabolism is a bit faster than usual, maybe we'll increase his calories more. Just play around with it, honestly. Have fun with it. Make it personalized to you. Don't believe in all the social media BS. Keep up with the execution. Eat, and then in terms of diet, eat within 500 calories of your maintenance. So if you want to lose fat, eat in a deficit, and so you get to your desired body fat percentage, and then go up in a surplus. That way you have a nice stable base to build off of. My client, he's pretty skinny. He's got some decent tone going on. Obviously he's been working on and off, but his body fat percentage is great, but we just got to build some more muscle. So I'm gonna put him in a surplus once he's done with that. And then of course 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. What you want to do with that is, let's say that your target body weight is 175 pounds, right? We'll use it. 155 pounds is your target body weight. You want to eat 155 grams of protein daily until you get your target body weight, and then maintain there. That's your goal. So whatever your goal, target body weight is, make that your protein goal. And that's really it. It's not complicated. This is an under 15-minute video, I believe. And I just explained to you how to build yourself a training plan. So take this knowledge. Knowledge is great, but it's not going to go without the execution, which is why I put that as the last one. The last but most important step is execution. Turn your brain off, trust in the process, and I promise you, within time, you are going to build your dream physique given this information. Get stronger at your lifts over time. Don't just do the same weight here and there. Get stronger at those, but keep up with the plan. That's how you design your plan for success. Let's do this.